Good afternoon, guys. I'm sorry. Jimmy Green is here running stuff, and if you don't know Jimmy Green, then you're probably better off. He's a little on the crazy side. You had me laughing a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm back. Now, I got a couple announcements. First, birthdays. Kaylee Blanton. It is her birthday if she's still alive. If Julie or Vanessa or Stephanie or Donald has not done her in yet, she is still alive. She is having a birthday, so make sure you wish her a birthday. Also, there's two ladies within our church that I need to mention tonight that are having a birthday. The first is Miss Emma Ray Osteen. If you've had a birthday in this church or an anniversary or whatever, Miss Emma Ray has called you. This lady is one of my heroes. She's just always, it doesn't matter. I know some of the personal stuff that goes on in her life, but nobody else would have a clue that anything negative has ever happened to her. She just kind of walks around and, how are you, Miss Emma Ray? I'm blessed and highly favored. And that's what she always says. She's always smiling, always in the front foyer, always calling everybody in the church, even visits to hospitals. She is an incredible woman. So make sure that you wish Miss Emma Ray Osteen a birthday. And then the next one is the pastor's mom, Miss Marie Sims. Sister Sims, happy 21st birthday to you. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. If I am in half the shape that this lady is in, when I reach 60, she's not 60, but when I reach 60, if I'm in half the shape that she's in, I'm going to be one more blessed person. Sister Sims faithfully watches our program, and I want you to know, Miss Marie, how much that really means to me. Especially the way you befriended my mom, and my mom not being here now, the way you have supported it means a lot to me. I love you very much. I am so thankful that you're a part of my life and a part of Bethesda and a part of the Stand Youth Ministries. So make sure that you wish Sister Marie Sims a happy 21st birthday. All right, we got a quick little video and then we'll get into our lesson. All right, now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tell a couple of jokes that I've kind of been working on. I've been working on this dad joke stuff. If you've kept up with a lot of it, there's Mitchell Johnson would be a hero right now. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a couple, and here's what I need you to do. I need you to either give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on either our Facebook or either on our YouTube channel, or even send me a text. All right? So I'm going to need you to kind of rate these. And then the second joke, we're going to put on a scale of 1 to 10. And you're going to send me either a 1 or, you're going to give me a 10. So here's the first joke. Now, the first joke is this. If you're feeling lonely during the quarantine, you should buy some stocks, because then at least you would have some company. Okay, now, get it? Y'all get it? Anybody get it? Okay. I need you to send me a thumbs up or a thumbs down and let me know what you think about that one. All right? Now, for the second joke, this one is a 1 to 10. All right? You're going to rate this. This way I can tell which one's been rated. All right? So, this going to sound like that I'm a joke writing genius by some of this feedback. I can just feel it already. But so, here's the second joke. A priest, a pastor, and a rabbi walk into a bar. Just kidding, all the bars are closed, it's in quarantine. Anyway, send me a 1 through 10 on those. So I'm glad to know that you're watching, even though we can't be together quite yet. Am I getting a lot of, Jimmy says I'm getting a lot of thumbs down jokes. So, but I need your help on trying to determine some of those. So I'm sure that you found a little extra time on your hands since this whole quarantine thing. And in fact, I've got my mask right here, and I thought about even kind of talking with this on, but I can't stand it. But I do wear it from time to time. So there's that. But you can tell I've been working on my joke telling. So but I'll keep working on it, I guess. And I'm sure many of us that we've been asking, what can I do at a time like this? How can I embrace change? How can I embrace change? There's a little argument that went on Facebook. I'm in this group called Youth Pastor Central, and they were fussing about the change and new normal and not just being biblical, but I'll be honest with you, it is a new normal. It is change. Whether you like it or not, things are not the way it was. Doesn't mean it has to be bad. Doesn't mean we have to accept different theologies, different Christian principles. That's not what it's talking about. But the world as we know it is not normal what it was a year ago. So you can dispute that and you can argue that and you can throw up all your homiletics, hermeneutics, whatever you want to, theology in that, but the fact remains it's different. Kids are wearing masks. I've been at football practice at Sumter High School. You ever tried to run and breathe? It's hard to breathe. When you're fat like me, it's hard to run and breathe, period. Much less to have this on your face. So that's not normal. So you can dispute it all you want to, but we're not in normal times. So we've got to learn what this new reality means for us. So I want to challenge you on a few ways to live in this temporary situation that we're in and embrace the change that comes from it. The first thing I think we need to do is to redeem the time. Redeem the time. See, God has made you for more than just sitting around at home. That's not the way we're wired. That's not the way we work. He's made you to be productive and to do things. And it may feel like everything around you is stopped, from the sports to the hanging out with friends. And then all of a sudden, your schedule seems free with lots of time on your hands. Ephesians 5:15 through 17 says this, "See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Therefore do not be unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is." See, this passage tells us and gives us instruction to make the most of every opportunity. To make the most of every opportunity. So let's think about this together. And these are some questions for you to think about, for some self-observation or whatever do you want to take it. But what are some things that you're doing to make the most of this opportunity? What are some things that you're doing to make the most of this opportunity? See, you use the time that you have to do something great. In other words, be productive even in this time of living in a new reality. You know, what are some ideas on how you can redeem the time and make the most of every opportunity? First thing would be take walks. Seriously. I mean, there's something about being in God's creation that helps clear your mind a little bit. You know, when you're walking and not even on your phone, but just kind of walking, maybe not even listening to music, and it can actually re-energize you. Then the second thing, work out. Whether you are a CrossFit junkie or just like to go for an occasional run, this could be a great season to get those endorphins pumping through your body, you know, to get them moving and to start some blood flow. Start a prayer journal. On the left side of a prayer journal, here's some good tips. Write down your prayer request. On this side, your left side, write down your prayer request. Then on the right side, write down when they're answered. It's a great way to keep up with the faithfulness of God. Now, God keeps much better records than you ever will. But being able to do that, you may have never done something like this before, but God still answers prayers, even in the middle of a global pandemic. He is there. Make your own bucket list. A bucket list is a list of things that you want to accomplish in your lifetime. Is there a skill that you've always wanted to learn? Maybe something that would just been in your head that you've seen that oh man, I'd like to try that. A place that you've always wanted to visit. Start writing these things down. Then use the YouVersion Bible app. I don't know if you use that, but you need to. It has some incredible Bible reading plans on there. There's some stuff on there that's just very eye-opening. In fact, there's been a lot of stuff on there that's sparked thought within me and has helped me tremendously. Maybe this is the perfect season to jump into a great Bible reading plan that can actually help transform your life. Then this last one of how to redeem your time. Write letters to family members, grandparents. Handwriting letters is sort of a lost art. It's just people don't do this anymore with this day of technology, with so many social media outlets, with everything having a DM or whatever, inboxes, whatever. But everyone likes to receive a letter from someone that they love. Maybe your grandparents, maybe a friend or another relative would be blessed by receiving a letter from you. Whatever it is, make the most of every opportunity. What's a second way that we can redeem the time in all of this? Honor authority. Now, this one's hard. And I'm sure that after even a few days of being stuck at home, you've probably already gotten into an argument or two with your parents. 2 close quarters. And I get it. When everyone feels stuck inside, it can be more difficult to get along. Who has had a little argument with your parents since this quarantine started? And be honest. If you would say to yourself, yeah, I've had 1 or 2 or 10. Ephesians 6:2, honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise. How can you honor your parents when you're quarantined? A great way would be to show grace. Your parents are tired too. And they may be trying to work from home and figure everything out. Show them some grace. Make a meal for them. I'm betting that your parents have made or provided you thousands of meals throughout your life. One great way to honor them and to show them some grace is to make them a meal. If you have a sibling, make it a competition for who can make the best meal. Video games. Teach them how to play some video games and start a family competition. I ain't playing Walker. Walker beats the stew out of me when we play this stuff. But then how about ask them about family history? Maybe learn some deeper dynamics of what your family is actually like. You may find out some pretty surprising things about your family tree. Do a gigantic puzzle together. Maybe this isn't your first choice, but puzzles can be a lot of fun and can draw your family closer together. I would love to hear your ideas on what you can do for honoring your parents. But whatever you do, try to invest in loving your parents well and honoring the authority over you. And number 3, look for blessings. Look for blessings. Now, it may seem crazy to say that there can be some blessings in all this, and how can good come out of this? But Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. If God causes all things to work together for good, that means he will use this time for good. You can trust him to bring something good out of this strange season in your life. What are some things that you've seen as blessings or good things that have come out of this so far? Somebody send me some answers. What are some things that you've seen as blessings or good things that have come out of this so far? Boy, my phone is blowing up. I'm getting a lot of thumbs down, Jimmy. You're getting a lot of thumbs down on our feed. That's mostly what I've got. I can't believe y'all didn't like my jokes. I'm actually hurt. I'm actually hurt. But somebody send me the message on Roger Smiley said, a little better. Keep working. Who called me a dork? Somebody called me a dork. So disrespectful. So let's see if there's any other ones. So send me some answers right now. What are some things you've seen as blessings or good things that have come out of this so far? What are some things you've seen as blessings or that have come out of this so far? I can't tell on the Facebook thing if I've gotten any. Do what? So, I'm going to go home and cry myself to sleep. I'm getting bullied on Facebook. So, all right, I'm trying to get back to where was I? Here we go. All right. What are some things you've seen as blessings or good things that have come out of this so far? There's some things that I thought about for me, what have been blessings. The first one was getting yourself balanced. Now, I know that school and everything else can be stressful, and what if you can use some of this time at home to get yourself balanced, both mentally and physically? I'm still struggling with this. I'll get into something, and because I have focus issues, in fact, just had this conversation with somebody, I can't even remember who it was. That's how focused I am. But anyway, we were talking about, I was a poster child for ADD, ADHD, any of that stuff, then always that way, then it would have been nice to have been diagnosed like that when I was a kid. That stuff didn't exist when I was a kid. You know, there wasn't no ADD, ADHD, whatever. You were BAD and you got a spanking. You know, just simple as that. Mama tore me up, but I thought all that time she owes me an apology, because I had something wrong with me, you know, that kind of thing. And whatever is what I'm going to hear. I know that. I done told y'all that woman's waiting on at the gate of heaven to finish her argument with me that she had with me that Monday. And so she's going to probably tell me then too, I heard what you said. Ain't no BAD. Boy, I'm going to beat you right now, that kind of thing. But I'm grateful for my spankings. I really am. But I thought, in this day and age of trying to keep myself balanced, because a lot of times with my focus issues, when I get into something, I'm that way wide open until it gets finished. Because if I don't, it doesn't get finished. So trying to balance myself with everything that's going on is a little difficult. And I know that school's starting back. Some of you have no idea what it's going to be like, and a little frustrated, and I understand that. But then take care of your needs. What do you mean by that? Maybe you need some rest. Maybe you need to read more. Maybe you need to get outside safely or reconnect with family. And whatever it is, there are good things that can come out of this. Then this one, be a blessing to others. Now, we've already mentioned a few ways to do this, and maybe God wants you not only to be blessed, but to be a blessing to others. And you got to find some ways to bless others during this season of life. What can you do? You know, what can you do? Maybe just go leave a note on somebody's car. Don't do this at night with all the break-ins and the car stealings going on. You might get shot, so let's do this a little earlier in the day. But just trying to encourage somebody. Sending somebody an uplifting card in the mail, you know, or text, or Facebook message, Snapchat picture, whatever. You know, just find some way. I want you to remember that this trying time, it's going to pass. It always does. Embracing change in life can be very, very difficult. One thing I know is that God never changes. And this seems to be the recurring thing that keeps jumping up in all of our lessons, but God never changes. But see, God can change you. And when we allow that to happen, this is when our growth begins to happen. One of the big themes of the Bible is that God is a God of reversals. And what do I mean by that? He takes situations that seem hopeless and he enters in, and then he changes the direction of everything. Everything works out for good. But there was a stipulation for that. To those who love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. In other words, you have to be working towards that purpose in your life. And if you're not, then don't be upset when God's not blessing you. Just gave you the scripture for it. There it is. Throughout the Bible, we can see how the culture was set up in that time. The oldest got the inheritance. The super religious were viewed as better than the common people. Women were not even as valued as men. But time and again, God enters in, showed that he is a God of reversals. God chose and used the outsiders. God used the small and weak David, not his older brothers. He used him. Jesus came. He had harsh words for the hypocritical religious people, but he had gracious words for the sinners and the outsiders. Jesus elevated the status of women even to the point that women were the first witnesses and proclaimers of the resurrection, which is what separates us from every other religion. Jesus is in the business of changing things. He wants to change you through this. Embrace the change and watch God work. Even though we live in a difficult season of life, God is good. He can be trusted. Redeem the time. Honor authority and look for blessings. I believe that God can and will do great things through all of this. Now, I got a couple of questions that I wanted to leave you with tonight. Things for you to kind of look at and things for you to kind of ponder on in your life. The first one is this. Do you think most people like change or not? Do you think most people like change or not? How do you feel about change? Next question. What has been hard about the current changes happening in your life? What has been hard about the current changes happening in your life? Next question. Which of the 3 points in the message spoke to you? Which of the 3 points in the message spoke to you, and why? I would love for you to send me these answers over the course of next week. What makes honoring your parents so hard? What makes honoring your parents so hard? Next question. How do you think God might be changing you during this time? How do you think God might be changing you during this time? And last question. What is one practical step you plan on taking based on what's been discussed tonight? What is one practical step you plan on taking based on what we've discussed tonight? So, look for your blessings, honor authority, and redeem the time. Those are the things that you need to apply to your life during this pandemic. Send me your answers. Rewatch this as many times as you have to. Send me your answers. We're going to discuss some of those next week. Also, make sure that you're in prayer for the upcoming events, be in prayer for Winterfest, so that we can get everything worked out and whatever. I love you guys. I know tonight was a little short. I don't want to keep you as long on these things anymore because I know they get a little long and we get a little whatever. So make sure that you tune in. Make sure you send me your answers to the questions that were asked to you tonight. God bless you.